This is Cruz Ka. He's a 2-year-old purebred Arabian gelding, sired by Crave FF out of an Avondale mare called Breathless. He's been an extremely competitive halter horse since we've had him. He was Australian champion yearling gelding last year, National Stud Show champion gelding, and reserve East Coast champion, yearling gelding. And that's the 3 major shows throughout the country. And this year we've had that first show again for this show season, and he's been Grand Champion gelding already at the National Stud Show just gone in Sydney. Cruz is a pretty lucky boy. He lives here at Future Farms. All of our horses, including him, a stable diet is for them is a grain base of whole oats and of whole oats and roughage, being either lucerne hay or grass hay. Topped up with the Ranvet supplements. We feed the Ranvet 500, which is a full breeding mineral pellet for all their minerals and vitamins to balance those oats out. And the show horses here also get the Ranvet racing oil or the Grand Prix oil. They get 100 mils of that a day, as well as one of the Ranvet powders, again for balance and nutrition. With the horses here, they're full. We have a large spectrum of horses, of young horses and developing growing horses and mature performance horses. So the Ranvet products allow us to keep our base feed the same with the oats and the hay, but being able to transfer it up to different horses with depending on their age and what performance level they're at. Typical day for Cruz in terms of his workload and his free time is he'll go out at least 5 days a week for a minimum of half of a day, just for his play time and his free time. But in terms of his conditioning, he'll work 5 to 6 days a week, and he'll do all of his conditioning either on the lunge for about a 20 or a 30-minute work session, or on our hot walker. Well, he'll go for just a steady walk for 2 to 3 hours at a time. With our halter horses, that's about the 2 main conditionings that we do, is strictly just on the hot walker, where they're just doing low impact walking for multiple times, and either on the lunge or free lunging for a 20-30 minute workout where they're doing a nice strong trot and building up. It's just like us going to the gym. You want to get our heart rate going, get some sweat building up, really making sure that we're working the muscles and burning some calories to help with weight control as well as muscle development. Cruz has been part of our show team since last year, so he competed as a yearling across the country as well as now competing as a 2-year-old. So last year he spent about 6 months straight with us with his program. So in that program, that's day-to-day handling with not only his conditioning but also with his training. Our halter horses go through about a 4 to 5 week fairly busy training process where they're handled daily. After they get to a point where they sort of know their business and know what they're doing, it really is more about the conditioning of these horses and their coats and their health and having them nice and fit. And we do their training certainly for only about 10 to 15 minutes a day for the 2 weeks leading up to any event. So they'll spend 10 to 15 minutes a day for probably 5 days a week leading up to any event that they do. In terms of special things that this horse does, he's just not necessarily any individual special things that make him unique, other than he's just a quirky little 2-year-old that certainly thinks he's bigger and more mature than he is, but at the end of the day, maturity-wise, he's still just a baby and he needs to be treated that way. What makes him such a special horse, though, in terms of his quality, is we get so many people through the barns and so many people at competitions that'll simply say, why was this gelding gelded? He'd be such a good colt. And for us, that's an excellent mark, as his breeders have done, because there's nothing worse than the reverse opposite of that. And somebody says, look at that colt, it's a shame he wasn't a gelding, or he's not quality enough to be a colt. So to have somebody come the other way, it's a true testament to a quality gelding, where there's people out there that are saying, well, shoot, that's gelding's better than my colt that I have at home. And it's a testament to the breeders that they've said, you know what, he's a great horse, but I think he'll make a wonderful, wonderful gelding. So it's a nice opportunity to have that with such a quality animal when they do geld such quality individuals. But at the end of the day, as a gelding, he'll have a much happier life. He'll be a much more of a family horse. He'll spend a lot more time with other horses. And he certainly has a long and bright future, this young boy.